We're Maui and Trizzy. We'll be road tripping through southern Utah for 9 days in a camper van. You'll see the beauty of Utah's landscape during sunny and rainy days and snowy mornings. Not every moment is going to be a shining one though. We'll share with you our struggles along the way so you can better avoid the mistakes we made. This video is part 3, the final part of our trip, which will highlight our visit to Canyonlands and Arches National Park and how we thought we'll freeze to death while getting stuck in the snow. In the last 2 videos, we hiked Escalante's slot canyons, roamed around Capitol Reef National Park, and retrieved the rental car in addition to our campervan. We'll link both videos in the description below. So let's start from our arrival in Moab, Utah. From Capitol Reef, we drove to a dispersed area in Moab. We found this location on the iOverlander app, and we'll also drop the coordinates in the description. After dinner, we made a game time decision to rent a car for the next 2 days because after calculating our miles with the Indy camper van, we would be going over our prepaid mileage. We were literally so close to hitting our mileage.
You just always add extra miles.
It was more cost efficient to rent a car. And fortunately, we were close to the Moab airport that offered nice rentals, and they also have after-hour drop-offs. In the morning, we took our time starting the day since the rental car place didn't open until noon.
Yeah?
That's good. Banana strong, coconut strong. Like it didn't overpower each other. It's a great balance in the texture. It's kind of like a mochi-ish.
Yeah?
Light mochi. Yeah. It was pretty cool to see what the small local Moab airport looked like. We found a small parking lot to leave our camper van while roaming at the parks during the day. Another fun journey we had. So we picked up our rental car. We go back to where we stayed overnight to potentially just park our camper van. But right when we pulled into our dispersed camping area, I get stuck in the mud with the camper van. And she hops out of the car. She gets her hands dirty. She picks up rocks, puts them on around my tires, in the front of my tires, dig myself out of the dirt, and her hands were so dirty. That's my man right here. Thank you. Now we're at the visitor center, Arches. We're gonna eat because that was a workout, and that was a mental workout for me as well.
What's for lunch?
We're having pasta that we made the other day.
And I'm drinking Okinawan milk tea.
We deserve it. If you're planning to visit several national parks within the year, consider purchasing an $80 annual pass. Otherwise, it will be $35 per vehicle for 7 consecutive days. Maui made some curry on top of everything that she has done for us today.
Has chicken, potatoes, and rice, and carrots.
Yes.
Taste test.
Always. The following morning, we headed to Canyonlands National Park. For Moab, it was a short 30-minute drive. We drove on snowy roads that had us driving a little bit more cautiously. This is not what we were expecting. It's tough when you don't have signal and you can't offline weather because weather just keeps on changing.
Still didn't make a difference.
The first stop in Canyonlands was to catch sunrise at the Mesa Arch. It was a short hike getting to the arch. The snowy scenery and morning light made the journey magical. But once we arrived, we were met with a crowd of people who had the same idea of catching the sunrise as well. It was kind of wild to be in a place covered in snow, looking off into the distance of dry land. Another short hike we did was to the Upheaval Dome first overlook. This trail was icy, but the surroundings were gorgeous as the sun was out.
Whoa, oh my gosh, there's snow really. Wow. Scary. That's beautiful.
We made quick stops at a few overlooks. Green River, Buck Canyon, Orange Cliffs, and Grand Viewpoint. Our lunch was taken at one of the many picnic areas at the White Rim Overlook. It was our first time experimenting with the self-heating hot pot. We figured this would be a convenient meal for a day in the outdoors, since all you need is water to activate the heating and utensils.
There's some instructions. Ooh. Yeah. Maybe this is tomato. Try not to touch it. Whoa! It's working. Where are the other ones? Right here, like mushrooms. Oh, daikon or something. Let me try this. Why does it taste like it's fresh?
I know.
Like the lotus, for real.
After lunch, we returned back to Moab to visit Arches National Park. We had gone the prior day after retrieving our rental car, but it was raining the whole time, so we made a plan to revisit the park after Canyonlands. We stopped in the visitor center to take a look inside, and of course, there's a large display of an arch. This park is called Arches for a reason. There's over 2,000 natural arches. We drove and made stops along the scenic drive road. The Park Avenue Viewpoint was a mix of rain, haze, and gloom. The good part about Arches is that there are many viewpoints, which makes visiting during a wet day still worth the trip. The Sal Mountains Viewpoint is where we got a far glimpse of the courthouse towers and 3 gossips, which we like to call the 3 chismosas. There's also a trailhead parking for a closer look at them too. As we made our way to the well-known Balanced Rock, we stopped at the underwhelming Petrified Dunes viewpoint. It might provide a better look when it's a clear day. Along this road were incredible red cliffs that were varied in shapes and sizes. Arches you can see, and arches that used to be there but are no longer standing. Many pinnacles, and as they call it, the phallus pillar. The Balanced Rock is a must-stop. If it wasn't for the puddles and muddy trail, we'd go closer, but we weren't equipped for that. It was a bummer that we couldn't get a specific hiking permit in time for this trip, which meant that our visit to the fiery furnace was going to be just to look at rather than hiking through the phenomenal sandstone walls. This will be one reason we have to return to Arches in the future. In order to hike through this 2-mile labyrinth of nature, a $10 permit through a lottery is required and can be registered up to 7 days in advance of your visit. The lower Delicate Arch viewpoint required a short hike. Some parts were gravel, but manageable during a rainy day. This is a good option for people to see the Delicate Arch without doing the steep hike. The following day, we did the actual hike to Delicate Arch around sunset. This 3-mile out and back hike included an elevation gain of about 600 feet. Just to note, some areas are very steep and there are no railings. It was a magical experience to see the sunset through the arch.
We made it! We made it. We're under the Delicate Arch that could crumble on us because it's that delicate. Is it nice? Another day, another arch.
The Windows Trails is where you can visit the turret, window, and double arches without driving to another parking lot.
Another stir-fried dinner. This one is Korean sesame ginger.
Had a very successful day as far as weather. And beautiful views from Canyonlands. We went back to Arches because it's like clear skies, sun is shining. Canyonlands was crazy because when we got there, it was just snow. And when we left, all the snow had melted and it was an easier drive. Canyonlands and Arches. Check, check. One of the mornings, we went to the town of Moab to have breakfast at the Red Rock Bakery and Cafe. It's a cute, quaint town with plenty of hotels, restaurants, and shops that's about 10 minutes from the Arches Visitor Center. Our time in Moab came to an end as we had to return our rental car. We got back to our campervan and started our journey back to Las Vegas. The plan was to make overnight stops and take our time since we had to cut our trip short due to the lack of allotted mileage we had left on our campervan. So be sure when you're booking a campervan to account for extra emergency mileage. Along Salina Creek in Richfield, Utah was a dispersed area we decided to stop at. The mistake here was thinking the snowy campground wasn't going to be a problem. But it was a major problem for us the whole night. We have the craziest campgrounds. Not what I was expecting on this trip. It's just completely snowed in and I don't even know if I could move anymore. I don't know if I can move. You lost momentum. Oh man.
It's this one. Okay, hold on.
Here we go.
Oh gosh.
We couldn't dig ourselves out of this mess in the night. But in the morning, we used what hope we had left and gave it a go. We finally made it out of the snow. It's like the morning after, and it was a scary moment. I made it out. Maui is she's walking over. Y'all, don't ever park here when it's snowing. We're about to cry, I swear. Oh my god! Oh, I was gonna leave you. I was just like,
And I was like, keep going! Just keep going!
I know, I was like, push it! We did it. But then Matt was like, go forward a little bit so I can remove the log out. And then when I moved forward, it kept going forward, and she was like, just go! Leave without me. Save yourself!
Save yourself!
Okay. Well, we know we're never gonna do that again. Instead, we'll just go back to St. George's Overlook parking for our last night. We spent the rest of the day grateful to be safe. There was a cute shopping plaza in the city where we stopped in for lunch and just to see what the small town is about. Pioneer Park is across the street from the Overlook parking lot. It's like the convenient nature in the city. It was full of visitors climbing and roaming amongst the expansive red cliffs. We also found some smaller arches here. In the evening, the Red Hills Desert Garden held a free seasonal event for the winter holiday. And ending this trip with beautiful lights was what we needed. Thanks for watching Maui and Trizzy. Don't forget to subscribe and get notified for our adventures.